Hello and welcome to the Celebration Machine. I'm your host, Pete Hammond. Thank you for spending a little time with me. Sorry about the clickbait title. I know. I hate that shit. I hate when people do that. But the world is kind of ending, at least the world that we used to know. And I think people have been feeling that for a long time, but I'm surprisingly very excited. I know that the States is attacking Iran. There's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world right now, and I'm not excited, obviously, for the fact that people are getting killed and hurt. But I really feel like this is the quickening of or an acceleration of a situation in the world where everything is coming to light so fast. There's a lot of stuff coming to the surface and being brought to public knowledge that obviously is not good for a lot of people. And the world feels different and crazy in that things are speeding up and something big feels like something big is going to happen or is happening. Maybe I'm nuts, but I'm excited. And I'm excited because I think we need to go through this. And I think that we have a tremendous, massive opportunity to create a really incredible world. I'm not naive. I'm certainly no genius, but I'm not stupid. And I'm the kind of person that I've learned in 52 years that being a pessimist doesn't pay the bills, and it certainly doesn't make day to day life any better. And if you're going to choose to be here on this planet, being pessimistic and especially frightened is not going to make your day any better, or put money in your bank, or anything else that's positive. However, I'm also not a toxic positivity type of person that believes everything's going to be okay no matter what. I'm the kind of person that decides how I'm going to feel. And the way I want to feel and the way I hope that you want to feel is that you're going to do your best to make it through the day and to just try and see things in a more positive light. And when I say that, I mean, okay, the world's crazy right now, really intense, but there's massive opportunity. And I really do think that we're going to come through this period um, for the better when we get to the other side. Correction, when we create the world that I think we can all agree is going to be better than the one we're in now. So, yes, the world is ending. There is some truth to that, but the world is ending for a lot of people, meaning if you've ever been diagnosed with anything or gone through anything very difficult, your world ends the minute that situation or that experience starts. So you get diagnosed with cancer. The minute the words come out of the doctor's mouth, you have cancer, your world just ended. The world you used to know ended. The village you lived in has now, if it hasn't burnt to the ground, it is on fire. Everything you thought you knew has now shifted. That's what trauma does. That's what difficult situations can do. That's what stress can do. It alters the lens that you see the world through. So when something big happens, like a war starts or a diagnosis or a death, your world as you know it has ended, and it's not a bad thing. It's just what's happening in the moment. So the purpose of this video is to hopefully give you a different perspective in terms of just adding a toolbox to your arsenal, or adding a tool to your toolbox rather, which is just to be patient and to, instead of focusing on, doom scrolling and what's happening in the world and getting scared and trying to find some kind of solace by ingesting all that negativity, um, maybe think about, all right, the moment you're in, what's actually happening. And oftentimes it's nothing. Yes, there's stuff happening out in the world, but in your world right now, wherever you are, um, what's going on? Are you sitting making yourself scared by, worrying about things, or looking at content that's making you upset? Whatever you're doing, you have control over that. So take a moment just to stop, like I've said in other videos, and breathe and reset, and maybe just kind of try and come to the perspective of, hey man, this is an opportunity for me to be something different and to move through a situation differently and to maybe experience life differently. And if you can get yourself into a state of calm and relax and find a little bit of space within yourself to sort of take all this craziness in, I think you're going to end up doing better. I think you're going to end up getting through this better. Last night I was in bed with my wife and we were watching videos of big wave surfers, and which is insane if you've never done it. But all I could think about is that's kind of the way the world feels right now. I just could not shake the thought that we're all like those surfers on these massive, massive waves, and they're just surfing it, you know? And the wave is coming up, and the level of intensity it was crazy. And to see those surfers riding those big friggin' waves right on the edge of disaster the whole time. And all I kept thinking is how alive those people must have felt in that moment, because they're riding. I think the biggest one I saw last night was like an 80-foot wave, and just the person was like a dot riding this thing, and it was incredible. And I thought, man, that's where we're at right now. You know, humanity is like that surfer, and like the timeline we're on with all this craziness and the pressure we're feeling, and, you know, everything from the Epstein files to disclosure. It's a lot, and it's like a big wave we're riding. But let's surf that motherfucker, is what I'm saying. Excuse my language, but let's surf it. You know, let's see it as something exciting, even though it's absolutely terrifying and absolutely crazy. Let's surf that motherfucker and just try and enjoy it for what it is, which is an incredibly intense experience that makes you feel alive, because it's not boring right now. These are not boring times. And in times of chaos, there's a ton of opportunity. You know, in war, for God's sakes. Why do you think they have wars? Because it's opportunistic. You can make a ton of money. War is big business. Well, chaos is an opportunity for you to grow, an opportunity for you to change, and an opportunity to learn and to experience life differently, and to become something different. Maybe something more, maybe something less if you're an asshole, you know? Maybe you got to calm it down a little bit and be a little more humble. But the point is, I think I'm really excited because there's probably a part of me that thrives in chaos because I got really good at it. B, I do recognize the opportunities ahead of us, and I enjoy the feeling of being really alive. And oftentimes it's situations like this that make me feel alive. Again, I'm not some warmonger. I'm not excited about war and people getting killed, by any means. But if this is the period of the great disruption in order to bring to light things that need to come to light for us to move past this and beyond this, and to expand as a species beyond this, well, God damn it, let's do it. Let's do it. And if we all can come from the perspective that we signed up for this, and these are the contracts we signed, and these are the experiences we said we'd experience. I know that sounds a little bit of woo, but if that's the case, that actually keeps me quite sane thinking like that, especially when it's happening to me in my own life. If I think, yeah, man, I signed up for this, you know, I chose this on the package as I was, you know, before I came to this life, you know. Okay, so if I chose this and we chose this and we're all in it together, let's just do it. Let's just move through it. And if you need help, ask for help. And if you're scared, that's okay. Find somebody you can talk to about that. But don't kid yourself. The world as we know it is ending, and it's not a bad thing. Okay? It's not. It's going to end over and over and over. This is day one for somebody right here and now. Today, somebody's world ended, and somebody's world changed, I guess, you know, because you have a baby. The world, you know, if you're a bachelor and you get married, your bachelor life has ended. That world ended. So the idea of the words, the world ending is not meant to be, you know, make you feel nihilistic, or it's not supposed to be this dystopian nightmare I'm talking about. I'm talking about the world has simply changed and it's ended. And that's all right. That's okay. So I hope that this message lands with the people it needs to land with. Maybe I'm losing my goddamn mind because I'm excited about the fact that we're going through something powerful, and there's big energy, and where there's big energy, there's creativity, there's possibility. There's tons of stuff to learn. There's tons of stuff to feel, and I'm excited. So let's ride that goddamn wave together and enjoy this as much as we can enjoy it. And as long as we're kind to ourselves and other people, and we remain sort of with our eyes on the prize, which is creating a better world for, you know, as cheesy as that sounds, I know we're going to be okay. All right. And on another note, I'm really glad that monkey punch was accepted, because that shit hurt my heart. So anyway, Thank you for spending a little time with me. I kept the video short. My name's Pete. This is a celebration machine. Have yourself a wonderful week. Take care of yourself and ride that motherfucker. Bye for now.